Even the Bible says drink alcohol. That is what we often hear from the people who are fond of alcohol. Yes, 2 Timothy chapter 5 verse 23 mention about that. But for a Christian, drinking alcohol is considered as a serious sinful act. For the Nagas, we declare ourselves as a tri-state and implemented liquor total prohibition act. In a context such as ours, when we hear no longer drink only water but take a little wine, what do we think about Bible and its teaching? 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 23 must be understood in the context of Paul's advice on Timothy's health against Paul's advices on alcohol and his other writings. Earlier in 1 Timothy, Paul has listed among the characteristics of those who ought be leaders in the church that they be not given to drunkenness. 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 3. Or not indulging in much wine. 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 8. In advice to Titus, elders need to be examples who are not given to drunkenness. Titus chapter 1 verse 7. And the elder women in the church are to be taught not to be addicted to much wine. Literally, not to be slave to wine. Titus chapter 2 verse 3. In all these passages, the teaching is responsible use of alcohol that does not lead to its controls of one's life. This, in keeping with the central principle of Christian life stated by Paul in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 18, do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled with the Spirit. The only legitimate controlling reality in the believer's life is to be God's Spirit, and all other controlling realities are in fact idolatrous. In light of this prohibition against the excessive use of alcohol, Paul's advice to Timothy, stop drinking only water and use a little wine, need to understand in the context. Reading this text in the original language, which is Greek, and analyzing the grammatical construction, this is what we see. In this passage, we will see three nouns. First, wine, oinos. And second noun is stomachos, stomach. And the third one is asthenia, that is ailments. First noun, wine, which is when we see the grammatical construction, that is dative masculine singular, which refer to an indirect subject. And here we have stomach and ailments, that is noun. First one is stomachos, is accusative masculine singular, and ailments asthenias, that is noun accusative feminine plural, which referred to an direct subject. Therefore, when we look into this passage, no longer drink only water, but take a little wine for the sake of your stomach and your frequent ailments. Wine, which is dative case, therefore that is talking about an indirect subject. Therefore, we will learn from this that it is not the main subject. Whereas stomach and ailments, those two nouns are accusative. Therefore, they are referring to some direct subject. That means stomach and ailments are the main subject when we see from the grammatical construction point of view. In any case, Timothy's total rejection of alcohol in the light of the other biblical teaching seems to have had harmful consequences for his health, Timothy's health. So, Paul, in keeping with his warning against abusive use, consoles Timothy for the use of a little wine. And this, Paul is simply reflecting the common use of wine, especially for medicinal purposes in the ancient world, and its beneficial effects against dyspeptic complaints, meaning indigestion as a tonic, and as counteracting the effects of impure water, put it differently, for disinfection purposes, which were widely recognized in the earlier centuries and are confirmed by modern medicine. Scholars are of the view that Paul's words on this matter have been backed by the advices of his fellow worker Luke, the physician, who is none other than the author of the Gospel according to Luke and the Acts of the Apostle. Therefore, when we read 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 23, we need to know that this passage simply means Take good care of your health and not any other things. The passage does not encourage consumption of alcohol nor addiction to alcohol. Rather, it is talking about taking good care of one's health.